Welcome back to Sorare Assist. Adam here, stick around for the latest transfer news and transfer rumours. If you like this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're not signed up to Sorare yet, there is a link in the description below if you did wish to do that. And also check out SorareAssist.com for free Sorare resources. So today I'll be highlighting some favourable Sorare player transfer news and rumours. All these rumours are from reliable sources. As always though, do your own research and all the information featured in this video is financial advice. So let's see the latest transfer news and rumours then, from the past 7 days. So first up, I'm going to be starting with a rumour about Diego Lainez potentially returning to America. That is of course South America, in potentially the Mexican League, where he could be turning to Club America in the Mexican LMX. This has been reported by Andres Vaca, and it looks like it's going to be a potential loan deal for the young Mexican. This could potentially be a good move for Diego Lainez if he does get some first team minutes at the Mexican club. If we look at his scores, there's nothing really to shout home about, but in terms of his underlying stats, they do look pretty decent, and if he was to get more regular minutes, I think he could potentially do really well on the Sorare scoring matrix, and he is only 21 of course, so still developing. At the minute you can grab his limited for around £17 and his rare for around £213. This looks potentially quite a cheap price to me. Next up we have a rumour about Joel Pohjanpalo, who currently plays for Rizespor. Now Rizespor looks like they are going to get relegated from the Turkish Superliga. And the Rizespor football player Pohjanpalo shared a post from Besiktas Stadium, the Vodafone Park, and a potential transfer could be happening here. This is just a rumour at this point, but Pohjanpalo has done well at Rizespor this season, even though the team were pretty poor and they are looked to get relegated. And Pohjanpalo is actually the top scorer, joint with Umut Bozok of Kasimpasa with 16 goals. So as I say, Pohjanpalo shared a post from Besiktas Stadium, the Vodafone Park, on his social media account. Pohjanpalo put a thinking emoji in his post upon the sharing of the Finnish player. The question of whether he will be transferred to Besiktas potentially came to mind. So this is just a rumour at this point, but if this social media tweet is anything to go by, I think this could be potentially a good move for Pohjanpalo. As I say, he has performed well at Rizespor despite them being quite a poor team this season, and playing for Besiktas is really going to help his scores and potential for goals as well. As you can see, he's got some really good numbers here, and I think at a better side he could really shine. He is only 27 as well at the time of recording. At the minute you can get his limited card for around £15 and his rare is going for around 187. Another rumour as well is that Yusuf Yasiki could potentially be signing for CSKA Moscow permanently. So Yasiki's agent thinks he should be bought by CSKA Moscow. Loan this winter to CSKA Moscow, Yasiki is going through a more difficult period with the Russian club after a thunderous debut. Nevertheless, his outlook at CSKA Moscow remains positive. He scored 8 goals and got 2 assists in 11 games this season, and the Turkish international has experienced some good performances for the Russian club. Loan with a purchase option, this depends on several parameters that are difficult to quantify. Indeed, following the conflict between Russia and Ukraine, Russian clubs have been disqualified for next season's European Cups by UEFA, inevitably affecting club finances. But Yasiki's agent, Adam Semeki, indicate that CSKA Moscow should definitely buy Yasiki if everything goes as planned. Mr. Sebeki was quoted as saying, CSKA will buy Yusuf if everything stays the same. The term of the contract is 3 years. The transfer amount is 11 million. He really loves the club. He won't leave it in such a difficult time. Yusuf is one of them. He wants to win the Russian Championship next season. So, could Yasiki potentially be signed a permanent contract with CSKA Moscow? He is only 25 and I think he's going to really flourish at CSKA Moscow next season if that is the case. His limited at the moment is going for around 47 and his rare is going for around 354. So it looks like Nazir Mazarau has completed his medical check and it looks like a club statement is expected in the next few days for the transfer of the defender to FC Bayern Munich. Sorare currently plays for Ajax, of course, and it looks like he could be moving to the German club potentially, and I think this is not really going to affect his scores. He should still be churning out some fantastic scores at Bayern Munich. He is only 24 as well. His limited at the moment is going for around 187 and his rare is going for 992. Transfers to tell you about: Minnesota's Chase Casper has transferred to LA Galaxy. So Minnesota announced on the 5th of May that the club has traded defender Chase Casper to LA Galaxy in exchange for $450,000. Casper has previously been out injured, or he's not been played in these game weeks, as you can see here. But if you look previous to that for Minnesota, he was churning out some really good scores. Looking at his stats as well, I think the stats are looking really good for this player. And you can get him pretty cheap on the market as well, for around 386 for his limited, 67 for his rare. If he can become a first choice left back for LA Galaxy, I think he's going to get some really good scores for the LA club. The next rumour comes from Feyenoord's Brian Linssen, who could potentially be on the move away from Feyenoord in the current upcoming transfer window. So Brian Linssen confirmed to ESPN on Thursday evening that there is interest in him from a number of sources. The attacker can leave Feyenoord after this season and is said to be interest from Japan. And about a week and a half ago, Football International reported that Linssen is the interest of Urawa Red Diamonds in the Japan J-League. Feyenoord will not stand in the way of a possible switch and gives the attacker the space to negotiate with the Japanese club. However, the Japanese club would have to pay a transfer fee since Linssen's contract will continue for another year after this season. It is not known whether he sees a move to Japan for himself, although Linssen has never been against moving abroad. 2 years ago, the veteran seemed to opt for a foreign step after his transfer-free departure from Vitesse, but accepted an offer from Feyenoord at the last minute. So, could Brian Linssen potentially be on the move to the Japan League? I think he'd certainly flourish there. As you can see from his graph, he's got some brilliant scores. Yes, this is at a top club like Feyenoord, but I think even at a club like Urawa Reds, I think in a slightly easier, potentially easier league, he is going to still be getting some very good scores, potentially getting plenty of assists and goals. So this could be a potentially very good transfer if he does make the move. His limited at the moment is going for around £30 and his rare is going for around £270. The next rumour is of Timothy Kolodziak, who currently plays for Saint Etienne. The Frenchman's contract does end in June 2022, and it looks like there's not going to be no extension to his contract with Saint Etienne, who are currently third from bottom in the French League One table. And there is a number of interested clubs for the French defender, including Strasbourg, Toulouse and Montpellier are all interested parties in signing the services of Kolodziak. I think this could be a potential good move because obviously he's not playing for the best side currently in the French League One. If he can make a move to a better club, I think this is really going to help his scores and his output on the SO5 scoring matrix. As you can see, he is capable of some good scores despite being in a pretty poor team for the last season. He is only 30 as well still, and is going for very cheap on the market at the moment. £3.63 for his limited and £28 for his rare card. So another rumour is that Saint Just is potentially on the move to Sporting Lisbon in Portugal. Jeremy St Justin faces a potentially good move in his career. The Mainz defender is currently in Portugal for an upcoming transfer to Sporting. This will also mean that he'll be in the Champions League as well next season. St Justin is in his third season with Mainz, with the 25-year-old defender took over from Feyenoord in the summer of 2019. The former youth international was a regular base in the first two seasons in Germany. In the current season, he would be too, were it not for the fact that St Justin suffered a loss from a shoulder injury. As a result, he could only participate in 8 league games for Mainz. St Justin still has a 1-year contract in Germany, which will be bought off by Sporting. The number 2 of the Portuguese Premier Liga reportedly pays just under €10 million for the defender. A multi-year contract is ready for St Justin in Lisbon. So could St Justin be on the move to Sporting Lisbon? I think this is certainly going to improve his scores on Sorare. If we look at some of his scores, we can see some really brilliant scores here for a defender, and that's only going to improve at Sporting if he is first choice. Only 25 as well, and you can get his limited at the moment for £42, and his rare is going for around 533. So the final transfer this week, and one that has to be mentioned, is that Erling Haaland looks to be on the move to Manchester City. So reported by David Ornstein of the BBC, Erling Haaland to Man City is a done deal. Confirmation expected this week. According to sources in Germany, personal terms are complete and Dortmund anticipates City informing them in the coming days of an intention to activate the release clause. I think this is going to be an absolutely fantastic move for Erling Haaland. I think Man City are probably going to be pretty much unstoppable next season if they do have Erling Haaland in their ranks. I think there was potentially missing that out-and-out striker this season, but they've still done fantastic despite that. And Erling Haaland is potentially the missing cog in the Man City team, and he could potentially shoot them to Champions League glory next season. I think he's going to score a bag full of goals, potentially even more goals than he scored in Germany. He's going to have the services of some fantastic creative players in midfield, including Phil Foden, Kevin De Bruyne, players like that. I think this is going to be a fantastic move for Erling Haaland, and I can see him staying at Man City for a number of seasons as well. So this was definitely one worth mentioning. Don't think I need to go into the stats of Erling Haaland. I think we know what an exceptional goal scorer this guy is, and it's one that's going to set you back quite a hefty sum of money, because his limited at the moment is going for 1,462, and his rare is going for around £13,968. So this potential purchase is only ones with big wallets. Okay, so that was all the transfer rumours and completed transfers for this week. If you did like this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. You can also become a member of the YouTube channel now by clicking that join button below, or become a patron of Sorare Assist as well for weekly player scouting. Both of these memberships as well also grant you access to early access of all scouting videos on the Sorare Assist YouTube channel. Also check out the website as well, sorareassist.com, for free Sorare resources, and pick up your free 100-page Ultimate Guide to Sorare. And if you've not signed up to Sorare yet, then sign up using the link below to get a free limited card and 13 common cards. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.